Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about innovation and technology. As with all students, the opportunity for a student with a learning disabilities to complete for college administration, succeed in college and the global marketplace dependent upon the quality of their educational preparations and the system they really upon. Enhancing the effectiveness depending upon the technology and innovation. Richard Van will describe the challenges of the relevance and innovation in technology that must be confronted in order for students with the learning disabilities to achieve their goals in preparing for college. So these are the very important aspects, innovations and technology. Whenever desired consent success must change his conduct with the time. There is nothing more difficult to take in hands, more perilous to conduct, more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introductions of a new order of things, because the innovator has more enemies, although all these who have done well under the old conditions and look once different in those who may do well under the new. 1990s World Wide Web, DNA franchise, Broadlands, Wide History Archive, Iowa Electronic University, Indoor Playground, Government Services Card, one-to-one computing, e-medicals records, healthcare pooling, coursework camps, ad support email, 100% E by 2003, IP video and telephones, GPS or GIS criminal tracking. Dominant private practice for change, high volumes, uh, high cost, low volume, current process and the new process, leave and read. Government failure to the high volume, new process, creep and wings over much a longer time, skip the old processing but do less, current process and the current process and the low process. Education, when we passionate and methodology search for a new insight into how the brain functions, how we learn and the function and methods of the human organization success. So we can ignore it all when it comes to our program. Education and government resistance to change, pushing changes in education and government is like trying to run through the spandex coat with the TEFL, so nothing tick, and the inbound with the university elements, proclaim an amazing substance that seems industry crabs and reopened everything. Example of the kind of question that I intend to ask as a way of infecting you with a viral idea. Pop, pop, cope. Who will be unethical to make learning addictions in TV, music, games, drug, pornography, gamblings, and other industry do not understand the questions. Time, value, mind share, learning where the time goes and the mind goes. Which does not fit Lacantian's extremes, Titilian's comfort or learning. We try to do analog replications, complications of the easiest things to help learners, like which games that teach or dramatizations of an idea, such as with the less miserables. What about when we are digitally eliminatory duplicate the pleasurables of the achievement of the difficult, as we identify the electromechanical process and the simulations that are involved with the pleasure, spirituality, comfort, fun, etc. Will the vice and commercial industry will be only one willing and able to use them. If we can make learnings to solve quadratic questions feel like eating junk food, gamings and stakeholders all at once, what is wrong with that? Modern science and humanity, great question, being able to observe, identify, model manipulations, create forms, comment the part of identify, cosmos, atoms, genes, cells, brain, modis, ecosystem, knowledge, work, process, market and institutions. Decentralization, automation, robotions and miniaturization, specialization, customization, globalization, mutation. Center of effectiveness and the global scales, integrity, creativity, disorders. The postman provision, the technology is ultimately a friend, but most it is a dangerous enemy that instruct into a culture changes everything and even eliminate alternatives to itself. Automotive increase probability but decrease possibility. Technology or technical is not neutral. We confront it to does not conform to us, but perhaps it can be survival helpful. The long-term snake is ways to change the world without us asking permissions or having to try convince those who will be focused on change and already hate the idea, whatever it is, and no matter what it is, they are before you, even though of it. Technology systems are techno-connected webs. The history of such systems shows as the consistent repeating patterns. Change in the speed, power, and complexity of one part causes tools are viral contents or idea. How we think differently from the use is often even more important than what they actually do. Do you remember the first time you clicked instead of typed? Do you remember Pocket Protect's warehouse saying Gal was a waste of time and rescues? The viral idea was to connections between interface functions and data. The coming together of the merge on jurisdiction, industries, companies, tools and technology, product and service, professional skills and job. Uh, Standardizations also very important. Beside that, if we find the other strategies, government and education has a very important role. Consideration broke standardization, automations and innovations play a major role. Documentation rule, virtualize, eliminate, redeploy, which is very important. A functional summary, this is also play a major roles. Data management improvement process, select industry or government function, scope industry segments or government function, identify forms and paperwork process within the segment or function, select from or processing BA address. uh, Beside that, if you see the pace of changes in accelerating, four ways to IT: wire, wireless, processing and storage. Anything, anywhere, anytime will be able to tremendously talks. Watch and the third, like Starbucks related attempts to sell itself at the third place. The wireless industry is trying to sell instead of the third screen. Availability of the dates. Now picking up the spares, many important aspects actually happening in the creative industries. And in the creative industry, brain gates enable paralyzed Matthews nav to move a computer source, change TV channel and operate fingers on a posted hand. Long-term goals of the study was to develop brain computer interface. These are the way actually different kind of effective things actually happening, and if we can take necessary initiative, we can change the world. So thank you. If you have any questions about creative industry educations, you directly can communicate with us and we can take necessary initiative. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.